Hi everyone, I'm Manisha, the founder of Modulo, and today we're going to talk about homeschooling online. Now, when families ask me about homeschooling online, usually what I infer is what they're looking for is an easy to use, all-in-one, open and go homeschooling program. And so I'm going to take you through some of my favorite all-in-one programs, but we're also going to talk about math and literacy and handwriting, because typically, even if a program is good in covering all the subjects, it's sometimes better to have something more specialized in math, simply because math is a difficult subject to design well. There are a lot of children who have math learning disabilities, might be extremely gifted in math, have low math confidence, math anxiety. So we really want to find a program that's designed by math experts that they love. And the other thing with math is that it's rather important that it's a program that uses mastery-based learning, meaning one concept builds upon the next, so you're not kind of learning things all over the place. And then we're also going to talk about literacy. Again, it's kind of a more tricky subject. We want something that's aligned with the science of reading and handwriting. And as you know, there are kids who will love handwriting and other ones who are not big fans, but I do find that if we find the right program, any child is going to love any subject. So first of all, I'm going to give you a little tour of the Modulo website. So when you go to Modulo, it is quite easy to find high quality homeschooling programs. You can start by going to find curriculum, and you can actually search for curriculum based on your child's unique archetype, or alternatively, you can go here and click see all, and then you can search by subject, look for online programs in particular. And then we do have reviews of all the programs. So for example, if you look at the all-in-one category, one of my favorite programs is Brain Pop Homeschool. It's K through 8th grade. It's available in English and Spanish. They also have an excellent ELL program. And this is just a wonderful choice for kids who love YouTube, who love video games. It is aligned with school standards, but they also have really fun videos and quizzes and interactive components in science, math, English language arts, social studies. And on our review, you can see a lot of different things, how much it costs, what grade it's for. We recommend Brain Pop Junior for K through 3rd, who it's an ideal fit for and who it's less fit for. So for example, a child who might get really tired easily if they're doing online activities might not do as well with Brain Pop. Okay, and this is the Brain Pop website. It's just a really beautifully designed program. You can even tell on the homepage, these are people who really know what they're doing when it comes to designing product. They have a whole section just developed to science, and so Brain Pop is one of our very top recommendations. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more structured and school focused, or if your child is older, Time for Learning is pre-K through 12th grade. It's one of the oldest homeschooling programs around. It is fully secular, and it's just very well respected in the homeschooling community. It's adaptive, it's interactive, and families like it a lot. I don't think it's quite as fun as an app like Brain Pop, but it definitely does the trick. Now, if you're looking for something free, I'm sure you've heard of Khan Academy. Khan Academy has videos by teachers in every single subject. It's absolutely free. I would say the only con of Khan Academy is that some of the videos are a bit boring. If it's difficult for your child to focus and they don't really like schoolwork, I don't think that Khan Academy is going to be the thing that engages them. You probably are going to want to go with something more like Brain Pop or potentially Time for Learning. But if your child is pretty eager to learn, doesn't mind schoolish schoolwork, then Khan Academy is absolutely something that they can use to learn and thrive and get ahead. If your child is a bit younger, you can use the Khan Academy Kids app, which I think is actually much more fun and engaging than Khan Academy. And that one is available, I think, now for pre-K through 2nd grade, although they may have added 3rd grade. And it's pre-K through 2nd grade, so up until age 8. So I would recommend, if your child is in that age group, start with the app instead of the main program. So those are pretty much my top choices for all-in-one programs. Brain Pop, super fun, time for learning, a little bit more school focused, and then Khan Academy, which is a great free pick. Now, as I said, I do want to talk about math because math is not an easy subject to teach, and you do want to have a strong program. Again, the reason that we really want to have a math supplement is because some people will argue about this, but I do believe that when children are able to learn at their own pace and the math problems that they learn follow a sequence that one builds upon a next. You learn addition before you learn multiplication. So children have all those foundations that they need to grow. It's just better to find someone who's a mathematician, who has written a really wonderful math program that doesn't have any errors, that teaches math in a way that makes a lot of sense. So I would do that even if you have an all-in-one program. So we're just going to go over quickly some of my favorite math programs. Now, if your child is in a situation like a lot of kids where they might have low math confidence, where they might not really feel very motivated to learn math, I don't know if they, felt pressure from you or from a teacher, it's not their favorite subject. If they have some, and especially if your child is a kid who really loves video games and thrives on that kind of learning, like Pokemon, I would suggest Prodigy. It's a really, really fun app for learning math. They have these colorful characters. They have both extrinsic rewards like points and wands and other things that you can win, but also intrinsic rewards of getting the problems right. You can play with friends. We have our own school codes for Prodigy if you want to play with other homeschoolers. And I just have found that any kid who's struggling with math starts feeling more confident when they're playing Prodigy. The other thing that I like a lot about Prodigy is that they have these videos to help kids as they go along. So Modulo has a math tutoring program, and what we usually do is have the kids start playing Prodigy online and share their screen with the teacher, and then as they go through the problems, the teacher might encourage them to watch a video that explains the problem, or to look at the tip, or the teacher might explain something on a whiteboard. That way, when a child is learning a new concept, they're already engaged with the problem. They see sense in what they're learning. Many people do see Prodigy as just a math supplement, but I think it can absolutely be used as a main curriculum as long as you're using those problems as a jumping off point. And if the great videos they provide don't explain the problem well enough for your child, you can use another resource like Google or ChatGPT or YouTube to help them learn as they go. And it's aligned with state standards. It's super fun. I mean, it's just a great choice. Now, if your child, again, is the kind of kid who gets tired when they're on the screen too long, you might not want to use this. But if they do really enjoy video games, YouTube, have low math confidence, I think this is a great option. Now, if your child is gifted, if they love math, then I would recommend going straight to Beast Academy. Beast Academy is a very special program because it's not focused on procedure, rote memorization. It's really about having a deep understanding of math concepts. It was designed by people who coached kids for the Math Olympiads. If you're already homeschooling, you might already feel like there are things about the traditional way that math is taught in schools that you don't like. And this program is completely based on just understanding, having a deep understanding of math. And it just turns out that kids who do this program, even though it's not aligned, specifically designed to be aligned with Common Core or math standards, they do really well in math. Now, if your child is struggling with math or has low math confidence, I would not recommend starting with Beast Academy. It is designed for gifted children, even though you do not have to be gifted to enjoy it. I believe all children are gifted in their way, but if your child has low math confidence, they might find this to be too hard for them and might not enjoy it, which is why Prodigy Game might be a better fit. Prodigy Game is designed to keep kids in their what's called their proximal zone of development, so not too hard and not too easy. If it's too easy, they're not going to be motivated. If it's too hard, they're just going to be frustrated and give up. So if your child has math anxiety or low math confidence, I do recommend starting with Prodigy. And if your kid is gifted, loves math, or maybe is just starting off, then definitely just go straight to Beast Academy. It's super fun, and like Prodigy, I recommend really taking advantage of the videos, the insights, the tips. We also use this program a lot in Modulo with a tutor. And again, it's all about moving forward at your own pace. It's totally fine if a lesson takes a week or it takes 2 minutes. Sometimes our kids are going to be moving through the material very fast, and sometimes they're going to move forward most slowly. But actually, Angela Duckworth did this study recently about mastery-based learning and pace, and which showed that there was a group of students who all started learning a concept at the same time. And some started working on it really fast, others were very slow in the beginning, but 3 months later, they had all arrived at the destination at the same time. And so we go more into tips on learning math. I think that just want to throw this out there that as your children go through this program, really don't feel bad if it takes them, a month for one lesson or they move through really quickly. It's just, if you can have the patience to let them learn at their own pace, they will learn well. A little bit of a distraction. So here's some other tools for young learners that I like. Originator, Math Tango. I play this game myself. It is so fun. It's these little beasts or characters who live on an island, and they have these really fun addition, multiplication games. It can be a great choice for a kindergarten or preschool student who's just getting interested in numbers. Okay, and then we also have Homer. Homer is definitely something every parent with a preschooler who wants to do online learning should check out. Homer has early math and early reading. I find it's one of the only apps that really little kids can get engaged with. Now, you're here learning about online homeschooling, so I assume you're interested in your child learning online, but just as a parent, try to feel that out for yourself. Does your child get kind of tired or angry after they're learning online, or are they in a good mood? And then again, an app is best used with a parent or a caregiver, engaging, talking through the program, not as just kind of passive entertainment. I mean, I know it's nice to have something to entertain your child that's educational, but really you can get the most out of these apps if you're doing them together with your child. Now, I'm just going to throw out, so Homer has both literacy, reading, and math. Both programs are very strong. If you want another really great reading program, Bob Books has a physical books program, but then they also have an app. I would do this maybe after Homer. Their pre-literacy is good, but I think Homer is a bit better. So this is when you might start using Bob Books once a child has already begun to sound out short words. And then I'm just going to throw in a handwriting recommendation here. This is pretty much the only app I recommend for handwriting. Usually I would say with handwriting, I mean, you're writing, use a workbook, but this one is inspired by Montessori. It's by really talented French designers, and it's just a super fun handwriting program. So to summarize, if you're just looking for a really fun, all-in-one, easy to use homeschool program, go for Brain Pop. It's so much fun. It's so well designed, and I just so appreciate it that they have it available in Spanish as well as English. And they do have a specific homeschooling program, so you can read more about that on Modulo. And if you are just trying to find the perfect homeschool curriculum for your child, feel free, go to Modulo, look for curriculum. We have a special curriculum planner that's designed based on your child's archetype to recommend the best curriculum for them based on if they have any learning disabilities, if they're gifted and talented, what types of activities they enjoy, because that's what's really key, is that you find that curriculum that they love. And that's going to be totally different for two different children. One child is going to love Brain Pop and want to do it every single day, and another child is going to do better reading books. You just can't know until you try these out. And you can sense a little bit, I will say, if you know what types of activities your child enjoys. I mean, if they tend to really love going through YouTube, a video-based curriculum is probably going to be better for them. If they love Pokemon, obviously they're going to love Prodigy Games math program. So you can kind of get a sense that way. And I would even say when you're looking for a program, think more about their activities and their special needs. A child with autism spectrum, there's so many different children who have autism spectrum, and some might do better with a nature-based curriculum and some might do better with an app. It really tends to be more based on what activities that they like. So I hope that this video has been helpful and you found some good online homeschooling tips. I didn't really recommend virtual schools just because personally, I don't really think that if you're homeschooling, you should be copying everything that's learned in a traditional school. I think it's boring for kids to be in front of a screen that many hours a day learning as they would in a classroom. It's more fun to do an hour or two a day on an app and then just explore the world, have lots of time for self-directed learning. But we do have some resources available about online schools if that's of interest. If you have any questions, go to modulo.app, ask our AI learning concierge. Please, if there are any online homeschool programs that you love, or if you've tried any of these programs that I recommended today, please drop a comment so other families can benefit from your questions and your suggestions. If you disagree with me on anything, please let me know. And we're just here to help. So again, if you have any questions, go to modulo.app, that's M-O-D. You can browse all of our online homeschooling recommendations. There are hundreds in every subject, whether you're looking for Japanese, Klingon, physics curriculum. Oh my gosh, Science Mom is an amazing online science program. So you can find more resources there. Use our AI concierge to ask for tips. And thanks for tuning in today. We're excited to hear your thoughts and happy homeschooling.